Okay, I don't want to be in the business with bad clients. So what is it? Please define good client. What does good client mean?
A good client is
Okay.
somebody who's cooperative, values what I'm doing, isn't always trying to undercut me, threatening. That's just a bad client. And I've had those where, you're halfway through a deal and they really don't understand what's happening. And, they're threatening to pull the plug, all those kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who the hell wants to work with a client who's like threatening you? It's just not
Right.
not a lot of fun, right?
Right.
Or they're blaming you, So what I found and what you resonated with yesterday was, hey, just engineer that out of the process, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the fear is if you tell people all of what is going to come, and so they don't move forward, they get scared. So we're always walking this thin line of how much do I tell this guy of how bad this is going to be?
Okay.
So, but then the less you tell them, the more they get pissed off halfway through when they realize, whoa, why is this so hard?
Yep.
So it's a psychology game of having that process. But Alze, if you show them the 150 steps to get to the end,
yeah,
you risk. There's a risk there, and that risk, I admit, I rarely ever took.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just didn't want to risk them saying, hey, like I would get the business and then duck and cover.
Yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, I've done that.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Right. So I would duck and cover and say, I'm just going to take it. I'll just take I'll take the body punches.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to anymore.
Mm-hmm. If the core concern is working with bad clients, that's an issue we can design out of the business. You can never work with a bad client again. We can make that real. That's incredibly real. Please talk back to me. Talk back to us.
Yeah, that's issue number one. I mean, I'd hate to walk away from this body of knowledge that I have and everything I've put into it, just throwing my hands up saying, "Oh, the clients suck," without trying to design, without trying to design that out of the system. If I can design that out of the system, and I can, pick and choose a little better, then I think it'll be fine. I think I can make a go of it.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. That's okay. So that's a forward step, right? Now, so I'll ask the question now. It may not all be present at this moment, so we may have to, kind of digest on this. But the deal is, what are the client behaviors that are the most troubling? This idea of being combative, a combative personality is one, right? Just as a person, they're just a combative person. So I've written that down. I got that. The other is this idea of being underinformed. They just didn't know what they were committing to.
Yep.
Is there another? Please continue.
Yeah, the other one is they don't stop shopping.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Undercommitted then. That's a commitment issue. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Undercommitted.
That's a big one.
Okay. All right. I heard we've got three: combative, underinformed, and undercommitted. Is there more while we're in this space? Is there more?
Well, there's one, and it's more of my issue, which is the frustration of, I don't get paid a dime until my deal closes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's the frustration of working for free
Mm-hmm.
with someone with all of the aforementioned qualities. It's like, hey, you're not paying me. Why are you busting my balls? Why, why are you giving me a hard time? Like I want this deal to close, and like give me some slack here, And so that's more of my own mind game, being frustrated with that client for having the audacity, if you will. I'm being half ironic or facetious, like having the audacity to question me or shop me. And man, I'm working for you for free.
Ouch.
And
Ouch.
and look how much work I'm putting in here. Give me a freaking break.
Right.
Like, don't threaten me.
Right.
Yeah.
While we're here, is there more? Now I have 4 on a list. Is there more?
No, I mean I think, well, I guess the last one would be is in terms of designing the right client, sort of walking that thin line between. Well, it's not really a thin line. It's a matter of, we were talking about yesterday, of confidence to go after the good business, right? It's like when I first started in the business, and I might have gotten in a groove of dealing with crappy clients with crappy properties, because that was the only thing I knew how to do, because I was brand new. And I thought, and I just got into sort of the momentum of doing that versus upping my game and saying, I want to go after better clients. And and if you have you might get the rush of having somebody call you and they need something, and then you realize, man, they have a crappy property. This is going to be hard. And then you have you have this sunk in opportunity cost of going after that crappy, of having, now you've committed yourself to that crappy property. But not saying no, saying yes to the wrong business.
Yeah.
I think those are the main ones.
Okay. All right. So gentlemen, this is why module 1 reads the way it reads. Because if these thoughts are still sitting in your brain while you try to run your business, you won't create what you want. You'll create something that's afraid of these 5 things. And nobody wins in that scenario. You don't win, clients don't win. It's all a mess. So we have to admit that I've got some PTSD from bad clients. We have to admit that I got some baggage from old scenarios. We have to admit that I have some fear about leveling up my game. We just got to admit that. We just got to admit it. No judgment, no long speeches. We just got to admit it. Now, where the next step here is that we get a chance to design something different. We get a chance to design those issues out of the business. We get a chance to design what we want into the business. We really do have control over or a lot more control over how our business operates. Now, in pragmatism, though, in practicality, these issues don't go away in a snapshot. They don't go away in a finger snap. You have to allow yourself and then your company to step through these challenges. Because even though you mentally get it and you're like, okay, I'm over it. I got it. I'm a winner. Here we go. We're going forward. Your employees, your vendors are still going to reflect your old bad habits. And so you've got to give them a chance to improve their operating so you can go forward here. So what I'm describing doesn't have to be a 5-year process, but it's also not 5 seconds. There's something in the middle that's fair to all parties.